Yes, good afternoon, and thanks again for being with us. Some few minutes ago, we were in the Sanerigu constituency, which is part of the northern region, where John Mahama is continuing his campaign tour. We started from the Tolong constituency, and the Sanerigu constituency was huge. So huge that it was even difficult for us to manage our way to run the commentary to tell you what is happening. The numbers are even larger as the day goes, and here in the Nanton constituency, I'm sure later you'll be noticing the numbers when we show you the pictures, that there are hundreds and hundreds of young men and women, the aged, who are all gathered here. Behind me at the extreme end are the traditional authorities of the land. Now, Nanton, just like Tolong, is also another interesting constituency, because I'm told that the NPP has won 3 times in terms of the parliamentary elections here in Nanton. And since 1996, if you look at the number of times we've run parliamentary elections, obviously tells you the NDC has won more many times in terms of the parliamentary seats. But whichever way it is, the current member of parliament is a member of the New Patriotic Party. But I have with me here some members of the party who help me to understand the politics here at Nanton. In my introduction, first of all, may I know who you are in the constituency?
Yeah, I'm the Deputy Communications Officer for Nanton. My name is Al-Hassan, but people know me as Jahil Do.
Okay, so Al-Hassan, in my introduction and from the little research I did, I gathered that the MPP has won the elections here 3 times in terms of parliamentary seats. Does it mean that the NDC wins the presidential elections most of the time here?
No, please. MPP has only won 1 presidential elections in the last election. That's the 2020 elections. They have never won in any presidential election since '92. It has been NDC. It is only the parliamentary that we've lost a couple of times. We first lost it in 2008, and then came back with Honorable Mutala, the current MP for Tamale Central, to take it back for the NDC. Unfortunately, in the 2016 elections, mistakenly, internal wranglings cost us the seat in 2016. But this year, 2024, Inshallah Rabbi, with the candidate we are going into the elections with, we are winning the seat hands down. There is no doubt about it. You can see the atmosphere here. There is no doubt we are taking back Nanton, both presidential and the parliamentary.
Now, so for those of you who have just joined us, this is a live coverage of John Mahama's campaign tour of the northern region. Any moment from now, he will be arriving here with his entourage, which includes some of the very prominent politicians in the region. Earlier at the 2 constituencies we visited, the Tolong constituency and the Sanerigu constituency, we saw Hudu Yaya, we saw Alhaji Mohammed Mumuni, we saw Benjamin Kumbo. Of course, the MPs for Tamale North, Tamale Central are also here. I didn't see Harun Edrisu here, but I can tell you that we are wrapping up the campaign of the Northern Region Part 1 today in his constituency, maybe later tonight. So I can assume how well he's preparing, because Tamale Central, I am told, is one of the constituencies which brings the huge numbers for the NDC. Now, from the little response you gave me, I get the impression that in 2008, when there was a general call for change, the MPP, unfortunately for the NDC, won the parliamentary elections, even though the NDC won the presidential elections across the country. Now, in 2016, when there was a change in government again, the MPP won. So it will look like any time after 8 years, government is being changed, the MPP wins. So what is the guarantee that the MPP will not win this time?
MPP cannot win this time, even with their statement. In 2000, when there was change of government and MPP did not win the parliamentary in Nanton, it was the NDC that won in Nanton. However, this 2020 election, there's general call for change, especially with our current MP. He has done nothing for 8 years. He has been our MP for 8 years. Nothing at all. There is nothing to show for the love, the vote the constituents give him. He has done nothing. So there is this call for change. The atmosphere is ripe for change in Nanton constituency. There is no doubt that the current PC we have, he has been able to do so much. You know, his father was the former DC for Sablogo Nanton, Alhaji Sharif. And then with his 2 years as parliamentary candidate, he has been able to do a lot. For instance, in this community we are standing, he's been able to provide an ultra-modern hospital for this community. That is Tampion. It is that where we are standing at the back of us. It is there. He's been able to provide potable drinking water for so many communities. For instance, I can mention of Zona Ile just here. I can mention of Dungwani. I can mention of Dohe. I can mention so many of them. Even with electricity, as parliamentary candidate, opposition for instance, he has been able to provide some electricity to some communities. For instance, there was a transformer difficulty with one community, but the MP could not provide them with a transformer for 2 years. In 2 years, he has done it for them. So he's doing a lot in this constituency. And to come from Nanton Township, where MPP get their much votes from.
How significant is that?
It's very, very significant. It's very, very significant. Right now, in the whole of 2020, NDC couldn't do any campaign in Nanton. We couldn't do any campaign in Nanton. But I'm telling you, as we stand here, we launched our campaign in Nanton. Just 2 days ago. We were in Nanton. You could see the atmosphere. There's that natural call. There's just acceptance from that people that they want their own. And inshallah, on December 7th, they will give him the nod. And not only him, they will give him his nod and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And we are very much confident that we are taking the seat back no matter what. The MP has done nothing. He has not been able. Let me remind you something. You remember when they were to pass the e-levy, there was a certain MP who was running to Parliament and he had an accident. That was the MP. He just wanted to put our people in pain. Look at what we are going through. Look at what the e-levy is doing to us. Nobody wants to pay that tax.
It is interesting for you to raise this point because the NDC has been campaigning on scrapping the e-levy. The e-levy, if you look at the general response across the country, is something Ghanaians don't want. So it is the MP for this constituency who was traveling to Accra to get it passed who had an accident.
Yes, he was the one. He was rushing to Accra.
So is this something that is annoying the people here?
Sorry?
Is this something that is annoying the people?
That is annoying the people. You know, e-levy is not something that we want. E-levy is taking our money out of our pocket. It's taking our money out of the pocket. Nobody wants e-levy. That's why His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has made it a point that when he comes, he's scrapping it. There's no doubt about that. So there is a need for the people of Nanton to judge this particular man. He has brought hardship not only to Nanton but the entire country. Because if you remember, without his vote, the e-levy couldn't have gone through. But even when he had the accident, he said to the whole nation that he preferred to pass the e-levy than his life. That's what he told the whole nation.
Now, the NDC lost in 2008 and 2016 because for you, it is because the party was divided. What brings the party together now?
Yes, the problem started from primaries in 2015. That is why we have two factions. That caused the election in 2016. In 2020, one of the factions was the candidate. We lost the elections. This time around, there's a neutral person. The person is neutral. He is not coming from any of the factions. And coming from Nanton Township, that one alone is a huge achievement for us as NDC in the constituency. Look, we have no option but to take back the seat for the NDC, and we are promising the whole nation that inshallah Nanton will be counted among the seats that will be won by the NDC on December 7th.
Okay, thank you very much. So here I am with some of the executives of the NDC in the Nanton constituency. It's very interesting that he draws our attention to that unfortunate incident involving the member of parliament who was rushing to Accra. You remember during the controversy over numbers, which house or which side of the house would be able to put the numbers to get the votes for NDC. We got a wind of the accident, but eventually the e-levy was passed, even though the NDC went to court the Supreme Court has up till now not decided on that case, and many Ghanaians are complaining and bitter about the e-levy. Now for you, let's look at Nanton. What are the issues that have become the topic for discussion here at Nanton? Yeah.
Actually, for Nanton constituency, this year, Nanton is assuring all Ghanaians that we are going to vote His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and vote Dr. Mohamed Sharif Abdulhalik, because Nanton is not fortunate enough for the past 8 years, because we decided to exchange our vote for Chaco. What I mean by exchanging our vote for Chaco was that NDC gave Nanton constituency unprecedented development under the leadership or the MPship of our former MP Alhaji Alassane Yakubu and that of Honorable Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed, now currently the Member of Parliament for Tamale Central. But after he has left, Nanton has now been even the last in terms of Member of Parliament rankings, which everybody in Ghana is a witness to that. We thought we were fortunate because the MPP government decided to give our current MP, we now call him Mr. Jetuma, meaning that he doesn't want to work. He's only interested in chopping, but not interested in doing the needful for the...
When you say he doesn't want to work, can you be specific?
What I mean is that development is now being retarded. Our development is now being retarded. Under the MPship of Honorable Ibrahim Mohammed Murtala, we had 45 communities being connected to the national grid, that is rural electrification, and 15 was awarded on contract when he left office. When he came, he didn't even add a single one. Hajj was just like sharing biscuit to kids. For 4 years, he was able to manage to have about 55 people going to Mecca for Hajj. When this man came for the past 8 years, we can't even count up to 10 Muslims benefiting it. Meanwhile, he's even an Alhaji when Murtala was not an Alhaji by then. But he was able to give us the best. He was thinking about the people, the welfare of the people. When this man came, he was given even Minister of Agri. No one benefited for tractor service, even for 1 day. No one in the constituency.
Now, NPP has been in power for 8 years. Are you suggesting that over the past 8 years, not even the District Assembly or the MP have done anything that would directly impact on the welfare of the people?
Yes, that is what I mean. Because looking at the speed in which the development was going in Nanton constituency, now...
As we speak now, what are the specific issues of concern to the people of Nanton?
The concern of the people is that our current MP is not doing the best for the people of Nanton constituency. Schools, we have schools that are created and people are still sitting under trees, sitting under pavilions, and then we have an MP for 8 years. No schools have been built. We have children who are writing on their bellies. No furniture in the classrooms. You won't believe we will teach computer in our primary schools and our junior high schools. No single primary school had a computer in their school.
Okay, so we will continue the conversation, but I want you to be listening to these women here. So as we speak, the program has not officially welcomed John Mahama because he's not here. But upstage, we have various representatives of the party or groups who have been speaking from one person to the other. So what we'll be doing is that he will be helping me to understand exactly what the woman upstage is saying. So those upstage, what exactly are they saying?
The one speaking is our Northern Regional Women's Organizer. He's encouraging the people to vote for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and vote for Dr. Mohamed Sharif Abdulhalik. So and he's telling the crowd that the comfort of the 2025 president of Ghana, that's His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he's on the way and he will be joining us very soon. He's telling them that the NDC party and that of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is having a lot of good packages for the people. the people of Ghana. In the NDC manifesto, there are lots. An example is the healthcare program that will be rolled out when NDC comes to power. He's telling the people that they will be getting.
Those who have lined up here, are they also representatives of the women's wing?
Yeah, the representatives of the women wing. They comprise the deputy Northern Regional Women's Organizer and his colleagues or his friends. So there are those lined up on the stage.
Okay, so while they are speaking or engaging the ordinary people on issues affecting the constituency, let's look at Nanton. The people here typically are farmers. On our way to Nanton from ABA Fuseni's constituency, Sanarigu, I saw a dam on the right side of the road. Was it constructed by the MPP?
Not at all, not at all. Not at all. When they promised the people of Ghana one village, one dam, Nanton constituency, we didn't benefit from it.
But that dam, or is it a river by itself, or it was a dam that was constructed some time ago?
A dam that was constructed by the elsewhere NDC regime. So that's the dam that you've seen on the road.
And you didn't benefit from the one village, one dam?
One village, one dam, we didn't benefit. Even one single dam they constructed, and there is still water in it, we can boast of in the constituency. When Mutala was there, within 4 years, he was able to distill at not less than 13 dams and constructed new dams. So I will even say that their one village, one dam policy, they even took it from Mutala Mohammed, from Nanton constituency. But when they came, I think say, well, they were just talking about it. They only came and made some dugouts, which the people couldn't benefit. Even animals will not get water to drink in those dams that they said they were constructing.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm so grateful. And so we are still in Nanton, where the hundreds of young men and women who form the larger percentage of those who have gathered here are waiting for the arrival of John Dramani Mahama. Just ahead of me, later I will let you see when our cameras gradually pan towards them are the elderly women in society who are seated there waiting patiently for the arrival. Unlike Sanerigu, where the place was a bit chaotic, you would notice that the women here are well seated, very well organized. These are elderly women in society, and many of them have been here for at least more than 2 hours. Fortunately for them, the sun is going down, the heat is going down, the scorching sun that was biting us at Nanton, and then at Tolong, and then later at Sanerigu. It's not the situation as we see here. And then on my extreme left, as we speak, my extreme left are the traditional authorities who have also been waiting here. Now I'll be speaking to another party executive here who helped me to understand. So the party executives the traditional authorities there, which communities do they represent?
I think they are coming from communities across the length and breadth of the constituency. Yeah, so most of them are coming from very far away to this place because they cannot sit at home whilst an NDC is having an organization.
Help us understand Nanton constituency. How big is it? Which other communities or constituencies share boundary with it? And what are the major activities of the people?
I think to the eastern part, we share boundaries with Bushegu constituency. And when you go to the western part, we share boundaries with Sabiligu and Sanarago. And then when you go to the other side, we share boundaries with Walawale. And mostly when you look at the geography, we have all manner of people working within the Nanton concept, but predominantly about 70 to 80% of our people are farmers. A few are teachers, a few are nurses, a few are carpenters, and what have you.
Because I see policemen here.
Yeah,
obviously will be.
Yeah, most of them are indigenous from the Nanton constituency. So that is the nomenclature of what we have here.
Very good. So when we talk about farming, what specific crops do they grow? When we're coming from Tolon towards Sanerigu, I saw pepper, I saw maize. basically vegetables and sorghum or grains. But here in Nanton, help me understand what the people specifically cultivate.
I think we cultivate a variety of food crops, predominantly. I think we cultivate yam the more, maize, millet, sorghum, soya beans. Name them granules and name them the pepper, the tomatoes. We grow everything, and mostly all this thing is for consumption. Only a few of us are into commercial farming, so that is what we grow here.
What are the potentials here?
Well, the potentials are very bright, very great. We have the arable land, we have cheap labor, so these are the pointers. People are willing to work, and also we have an energetic youth that are willing to put out their all to earn something.
Now let's break down into specifics the NDC manifesto promises, and now from what you have observed, what you have heard, which ones directly address the challenges facing the men, the women, the youth in this area, and if it fits into their expectations.
I think all the policies lined up by the NDC fit within our expectation. Our people are mostly farmers, but we have problem with getting tractor services. So the issue of establishing agri mechanization centers will fit very well, because I'm a teacher myself, but I'm into farming. This year, it took me 1 whole month before I could access a tractor to work in my farm.
One tractor
to work in my farm, at least a 10-acre maize farm. It took me 1 whole month before I could get a tractor.
10-acre maize farm, then you are a rich man.
Well, something like that. So when you look within, the tractor services that are going to be there, the farm produce, the seeds that are going to be there. I spent 500 Ghana cedis seeds on 1 acre each. So you can multiply 500 by 10, the amount it will give you. But when this is in the farm mechanization center, I can access it at a very low rate. Chemicals, very difficult to get. This year, we suffered for fertilizer, and for that matter, if it is at the mechanization center, you go for it. The Women's Bank, our mothers are into petty trading, so the Women's Bank will resource our mothers and help them at least to do their businesses. And these businesses they do, the little that they get from that, they will be able to invest that in the education of their children. Now, job for the youth. We have most of our people who have completed schools and they are at home. There is no work for them. And for that matter, all the policies and the promises of the NDC, we like it because it will inure to the benefit of our own people. And for that is why you are seeing all these people come out here, because they would want to see people interpret these policies to them for a better understanding. And we appreciate all that the NDC is doing towards supporting our people.
Now, before we even go into the policy promises or manifesto promises, if you want to put it this way, let us also look at an issue that has come up. Throughout the campaign, John Mahama has been speaking to the potential of people being lured with money. Is it happening here in this constituency, and how are the people responding?
I think that is the sole mandate of our candidate here, the MPP candidate here, Mr. Doolittle. Since he's coming up to date, we have seen money introduced in our politics. So we are now calling it moneycracy in Nanton constituency. From the first time he was elected in 2016 up to date, he cannot point a finger to one thing that he has done successfully. But what he can only do is to wait. When it is election time, he go around and he start money. Last month he was in this very community, and at the end of the day, he gave 3,000 to every women's group in this community. What will this 3,000 cities do to the women?
Are the women aware of the consequences?
They are aware of the consequences.
How do you guarantee that?
We discuss with them. We have meetings with them. We educate them on that, on both buying. We talk to them about it, and for that matter, they are quite aware of the implications of that. So the only thing is that we are not bold enough to report this, but that in itself is vote buying, which is criminal in our constitution. And for that matter, we have a very huge challenge. And for that matter, the issue of vote buying It's very rare here. It's very rare. Our MP cannot come to Tampion and campaign that he has been able to do this, that, and that.
We will continue the conversation, but the former MCE for this particular area is speaking. So what I want us to do is to be listening to him. You do the interpretation, and those watching us live will be listening to him through your voice. And so let's listen to him. So what is he saying so far?
He's saying that he will want to see all those who want Dr. Halik to go back to Parliament. They should show by hands, and that is what the people are doing now. They are demonstrating their happiness towards that. So he's asking them to put their hands down. And to those who want His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to win this 27th December election, he wants everybody to lift out all the two hands, and the people are certainly doing that. Now, what can we all do to ensure that John Mahama wins the 7th December election and Dr. Halik also wins that? And that is making an appeal to the people that on the 7th of December, nobody should make a mistake and say, I am going to the farm, I am going to the market before I go to vote. No, that we should go and exercise this civic right, our constitutional mandate, before you go and to your farm, before you go to your market. And for that matter, he's making an appeal and encouraging the young men and women at least to go around and educate the people as to how to vote, so that your vote will be counted, your vote will be valid. And for that matter, if the people are not educated, they vote wrongly. And for that matter, it is not proper that all these beautiful people here will vote and it will be useless. Now that people are going around and saying that when they were going to ballot, Bawumia picked number 1, and for that matter, Bawumia was going to win. That is a fallacy and that is a lie.
It's interesting. Why will anybody do such a campaign that Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia picked number 1, therefore it means he will win? Does it suggest that the MPP doesn't have a campaign message here, or they are taking advantage of the illiteracy, which is very high here?
They are taking the advantage of the illiteracy level of our people here to do this. For campaigning, they have no message for us, especially in Nanton constituency here. MPP do not have any message to give us. And that is why they are relying on that and telling, because Bawumia is number 1, Bawumia is going to win. That is not true. And for that matter, he's telling the people, on that day, we should all come out. That John Mahama picked number 8. And there are a lot of issues within the 8. And that if you are very careful and you are very observant, and when you look at the name, John is 4 letters. Jane, 4 letters, and for that matter, when you put John and Jane together, 4, it will give you the 8. And for that matter, John is male and female. The running mate is a female. When you count the male.
Okay, so while he continues to engage the people using the campaign strategies to help them to understand why number 8 is important for the NDC, even though that will not appear on the ballot, because John Mahama in his campaign has been encouraging them to identify the umbrella and John Mahama's face and vote for the NDC. But I just want to appreciate the politics here on the ground, especially with campaign. This is sparsely populated constituency. You have communities dotted along. Commuting from one community to the other is difficult. Now, with NDC as a party in opposition, maybe you don't have control over the media here. How easy or difficult is it getting your message across?
Sometimes it's very difficult. I'm a former constituency executive member. I'm the immediate past constituency secretary. But I can tell you it is not that easy. Sometimes we have friends working with the media houses. We liaise with them. We are given sometimes 1 hour, 2 hour slots to come and speak. That is what we have done. We have also adopted a strategy, especially the door-to-door campaign.
Okay, so that is what is helping you. Now, we're speaking to manifesto promises. There is one critical issue that has come up in the NDC manifesto, that government cannot create jobs for everybody, which means not everybody who is employed will get white-collar jobs. So John Mahama has been talking about apprenticeship programs for both men and women, those who have completed schools but do not have any form of skills training. Are they ready to embrace this?
People are already in it, even though it is not brought to them as a policy, but people out of their own volition have given themselves out for this skill training. It's just unfortunate today is Saturday and we have a program here. If you go around Tampion here, you will see a lot of tailoring shops, you will see a lot of carpenter shops, you see a lot of hairdressing salons. People have given themselves out to it, to learn. So if government is introducing this, it will help them. Because if you go to join a tailor shop, you have to get a sewing machine. And it is very difficult for some of these people to get these sewing machines. And for that matter, if government is creating a training center, all these machines will be available and they will go. And for that matter, that is the policy we welcome so much. We welcome that because it will help our people so much. Not all of us who are in school will be able to pull through. But if these vocational training schools are there and apprenticeship training, our people will enroll. And when they graduate, they get or they establish themselves and they are good to go.
Very good. So you will not go far because later in the conversation, when the local language is being used, I will help you. You will help us to understand exactly what is being said. But how significant is the former MC's message or presence here to the people who have gathered here waiting for John Mahama's arrival?
We are inspired. Majority of us heard the name Terror. We never had an opportunity.
Terror. The name Terror sounds very terrific.
Yeah, very terrific.
Why Terror?
He was a master of every game that he was involved in. Bring any challenge, he will be able to solve it. He will be able to support you go through that. Again, he's a lawyer. The way he defends his case in court, that's where the name came from. So they call him Lawyer Terror. And for that matter, he is an inspiration to most of us, especially me, because I've worked with him in 2012 elections, during the 2012 elections, during the 2016 election, and during the 2020 elections. I worked closely with him. And for that matter, for him coming here, it's an inspiration to all these people that they know if you pay your dues very well, you will one day be sitting here. People will one day look up to you. And for that matter, more than half of these people that are educated and have ever heard the name look up to him, and they would want to be like him in future. And for that matter, he is an inspiration to us.
Okay, thank you very much. And so I'll continue to engage. I've seen a young man here. Just beckon him to join me. So unfortunately, I cannot engage more. Because John Dramani Mahama has just arrived, and so I just want you to appreciate his entry to the mini Deba grounds. I've heard motors screeching, and so the motorbikes obviously has been the manner in which supporters of the NDC always welcome the arrival of John Dramani Mahama. Because what normally happens is that this is a typical area where people are into motor riding. Almost everybody rides a motorbike, and so anytime John Mahama has to come here for campaign, they lead him, they hijack his convoy, they force him to follow them, and then they lead him in a convoy, riding their motorbikes, just honking and then screeching their tires, just doing all the skirmishes just to show sign of support. And so as we speak, John Dramani Mahama has arrived. The security men are getting the corridor well partitioned to make sure they can guarantee his safety, so that he's not swarmed by the hundreds of young men and women who are here waiting and waiting. I can tell you that everybody here, even including the traditional authorities, are anxiously waiting to catch a glimpse of him. Everybody's head is turned towards the corridor that has been created for his entry. And I can tell you that just as we have witnessed in Tolong, just as we witnessed in Sanerigu, just as we witnessed in some of the constituencies we have been across the country, the moment John Mahama is spotted, there will be a thunderous response. There will be shouting, blowing of vuvuzelas, and that will represent the endorsement of the NDC presidential candidate John Dramani Mahama. But I just want to engage some young men and women here. Let me talk to a few of them. Gentlemen, yeah, so what me a tree? You can speak English. Okay, unfortunately, that is the thing here. Let me speak to. Let's speak this way. Let's go this way. Yes. Tell me. It looks like a lot of the young men here can't speak English. Yes. What is the reason? Don't we have schools here?
Yeah, the reason is that education in this part is very vulnerable. Like currently, we don't have enough school learning materials in our schools. We don't have chairs, tables and chairs for learning. All the young people, they normally lie down on the floor to learn. So sometimes it is very difficult to improve their learning. And when they write either the BEC or the senior high school level certificate examination, they cannot proceed to the tertiary level. And that is why you see all the young people here, about 70 to 80% of them, they cannot speak English because their foundation is very, very not good for educational improvement. So that is why in this our locality or Nanton constituency, the illiteracy rate is very high.
Now I am told that most of the infrastructure we see here, which perhaps give the people some form of comfort in terms of development, were done by the NDC. Can you help us appreciate some of them?
Yes, as you can see here, this primary school here is Tampion EA Primary School, where I have headed before. It was constructed by the NDC. The junior high schools here constructed by the NDC. If you go to Nyolgu Primary School and Junior High School, it's constructed by NDC. If you go to my own community, Jena, the primary school there is constructed by NDC. Almost the dams that is done in the constituency. When you are coming, you see a dam over there, Tampion Dam. It is constructed by the NDC. We have health clinic, community health clinic is done by NDC. We have 16 chief compounds. We have 16 chief compounds. It was all built under his leadership of John Dramani Mahama in the constituency. We also have tie roads from Sabulugu to Nanton. It was also constructed by the NDC. Then we have Sabulugu Zogo Road. The tie road is also constructed by the NDC. And we have all the electrification under Honorable Murtala Mahama. We have 45 rural communities that was connected by the rural electrification project. And he has also built about 28 boreholes in the constituency. Then the former MP Alhaji Yakubu, he has bring all the junior high schools in the constituency. About 60% was constructed by Alhaji Yakubu Alas and the former MP of Nanton. After the MPP, they cannot match the NDC in terms of infrastructure development in the constituency. I bet them if they can do, they should mention some of them that they can.
Now, this Nanton constituency is sparsely populated. Are the people aware of some of these specific projects that you are referring to?
Yes, some of them they are aware. The engineers, they also are aware of the developmental projects. Only those who are just coming from the town to the nearby communities where they want to get enough space to live, they are now the new dwellers. So they are not more aware about where we come from. So when you're going to mention all these schools were built somewhere in 1960s. So if someone is just from the town and come and settle here, the person will be contemplating whether this infrastructure development, the schools, the roads, and other things were either under MPP or NDC. But the dwellers who are the natives of the constituency, they know very well that 80% of the infrastructure development of Nanton constituency is done by NDC.
So when Mahama comes, what exactly do you think the people want to hear from him?
What they want to hear from him is they will want John Dramani Mahama to speak about how he can improve education in the constituency by providing furniture, also giving them senior secondary school or senior secondary technical institutions to improve their learning. Because here the land is for agriculture. If we can get agriculture senior secondary school or agri college, they will want to hear that. There are a lot of potential lands where we can do irrigation. They will also want to hear that when he comes to power, he will create or build mini irrigation dams for the constituency. They would love to hear that one too. Okay. And they also want to hear that in terms of empowerment, his government will appoint some of the young people in Nanton constituency into the national government system, so that at the end of his services, we can also boost that this my brother or my sister can also support the party when the party is not in government.
Thank you very much. So I'm so grateful to you. So I will be speaking to another gentleman very soon, but let me help you to get a picture of those who are seated here. So the men seated at the back there are the traditional authorities, I'm told, representing the various communities here. They are well seated, and that has always been the way the traditional leaders sit here in the northern region. The chief himself is sometimes at the back, and then you have the subjects arranged, seated comfortably, waiting patiently for his arrival. And here we have several of them. On my left hand side, you see some of the influential women here in the constituency. But I have with me here one of the let me ask him to introduce himself. Sir, a lot of people are watching you live on Wezo TV across Ghana, across West Africa, and of course those watching us from anywhere around the world. Who are you?
My name is Abdallah A. Baba, Northern Regional Organizer of Great National Democratic Congress.
I'm privileged to speak to you as an organizer of the party. John Mahama was here on Monday. We went to a number of constituencies. He went to Accra, came back. We've been to Nanton. We've been to Tolong, we've been to Sanerigu. Here we are at Nanton waiting for his arrival. What you have seen so far as an organizer, what does it signify to you?
Well, I'm not surprised what we are seeing, because a lot of work has been done under the ground, together with the regional executive, regional campaign team, as well as our elders and stakeholders of the party in the region. We have been able to close our ranks, do away with all pettiness, and concentrated on the campaign. That is what you are seeing. It's a manifestation of what work has gone underground. And I'm telling you that NDC in Northern Region is poised to rewrite the history. We are going to make sure that the contribution to John Mahama's success in 2024 will be huge, will be significant. Northern Region will once again rise. Northern Region will once again take its position in the line of regions that give NDC a high vote. For now, we are not proud of ourselves because we have 9 seats, MPP have 9 seats. And this has been a nightmare to all regional constituency and our branch executive, as well as our stakeholders. So because of that, we are working day and night to ensure that we change the fortunes of the party in the region. And I'm telling you that wait till December 7th, you will know that the crowd you are seeing everywhere we have gone to is not a bought crowd. It's not a rented crowd. It's not a crowd that has passed from one constituency to another. It's a crowd that is emanating from the constituency because of the hardship, because of the failed promises of Nanado and Baumia government, because of that kind of ineptitude, that kind of self-centered government. People are
Asamba
So that December 7th, the victory of NDC, you will be counted. I will be counted. You will be counted. And I'm telling you, mark it on the wall. It is going to be different region that you will experience in northern region.
So, be the regional organizer, it will be interesting to find out what issues cut across as campaign issues or the needs of the people in the northern region.
Well, we have general issue and specific issue. The general issue is not only in northern region, it's across the whole country. One,
take your time and break it down one by one.
One, lack of jobs. Northern region, our teaming, you have no job. People who have completed universities and all manner of institutions for the past 4 years are without jobs. Another issue that is confronting the people of northern region is hardship. We all know the kind of hardship that is affecting us. Recently, when we experienced drought and money was made available for government to use it to help farmers, what did they do? They used the money to go around and share to their people, and the people are angry over that. So generally, hardship, nepotism, bribery, stealing is what the people of northern region, and to a very large extent, every meaning Ghanaian is angry with, and because of that, they are going to vote out MPP.
That's good. Yes. So now you are talking about jobs, you are talking about opportunities for the youth.
Hardship.
You are talking about hardship. Now let us also look beyond the northern region as it stands now. There's one issue that many may assume could have also been a factor for the vote you may have lost over the period, because northern region used to be one block. Now we have northeast and savannah region. Would you say it has in one way or the other been a fortune or a blessing?
Well, it's fortune because we share good practice among ourselves.
I'm talking about misfortune or blessing, because the hiving of the new regions and then perhaps what people expected and they didn't get, and how we and where we are now.
I'm saying that it's both blessing and a curse. Blessing in a sense that resources coming from the national level will not be separated or distributed among the three regions, but it's a curse because what MPP is now doing is that there is nothing in these three regions that MPP will want to do and will not look at political advantage it goes with. If it has no political benefit, I'm telling you, MPP will not venture in it.
What can you cite specific examples?
For example, I just mentioned that northern region experienced drought, and then they have gone to parliament to solicit funds, and this money was supposed to go directly to the farmers. And what did they do with it? They were able to identify their people who sing praises to MPP and Bawumia, identify them and gave them this support to the neglect of the generality of the people of the north. So because of that, the people are angry and they will punish them. And I'm also saying that if you observe critically, MPP has been very, very creative. Almost every MP has something he's all up to. They make sure that they will identify somebody, give that person an appointment, and then ask that person to take care of 1, 2, 3 constituencies. So our people have also realized that. So what is happening now is that our stakeholders have put themselves together and have also identified similar things, and they are doing very good work in these constituencies. And I'm telling you that it's just a matter of time. The history will be rewritten. Northern region will be lighting again. Northern region will take its place in the nation or regions of that perform and give NDC the victory.
So we have less than 40 days to the general elections, and then one issue that has often come up is about protection of the ballot boxes, the ballots for the people in northern region. How have election voting, protection of counting of ballots been, and what lessons have you learned from the 2020 elections? Don't forget that in the northern region, there were some constituencies where there were issues about either the electoral commission was influenced to change votes. One of them is, I think, Zabsugu. So, what lessons have you learned going into the 2024 election?
Yes, it's unfortunate we have learned our lessons rather in a bitter way. So, we are not leaving no stone unturned. What is going to happen is that I want whoever is watching me, and it's an NDC person, that the strategy starts from you. On 7th December, when you vote, do not go home and sit down. Remain at the ballot box. Be a watchdog to the Electoral Commission and even NDC own agents. You get it? But what we are doing as a region is to make sure that we have put up a monitoring team, both at the regional level, at the regional level, at the constituency level, at the what is it called, branch level, so that at each of this level we are going to have people who are going to police the ballots. We are saying that the youth organizer, the organizer in each of these polling stations must come up with 20 men and women that when they vote, their duty is to remain at the polling station. So we are going to make sure that before 8 o'clock on 7th December, we would have been able to put together no less than 80% of all the votes in the northern region. In fact, plans are far advanced to ensure that credit must be given to our National Election Directorate. They have done
Dr.
Omanibuama and his team, they have done very well. Because as we speak now, we have been successful in training our agents, and there's going to be a second phase of it. So this time round, we are presenting a very credible, a very resilient agents to ensure that the ballots are protected, the ballots are counted.
Now, so before you take leave of me, I want us to look at other issues that have come up at the national level. Just recently, John Mahama was asking Dr. Mahama Dubaumia to answer 5 questions, and then in response he gave 50 questions. John Mahama has responded, insisting that those 5 questions must be answered. Dr. Mahama Dubaumia was projected to be an economic whiskit, and then he comes from this area. How are his own people within this belt, northeast, northern region, savannah region, and by extension upper east, upper west, receiving his response, and how did they see him to make it specific?
It's unfortunate Baumia is our own brother. It's unfortunate Baumia is our own brother. Unfortunate because if you have a brother who is not truthful, who is not trustworthy, a brother who say A and end up in doing B, a brother, to quote ABF saying, a brother who greet you this morning, you have to look at the position of the sun before you respond, can never be trusted. Oh, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was very charitable in giving only the 5 questions. The 5 questions: why is our interest rate so high? Why is the cedi to dollar exchange very high compared to 2016 when it was only 4 cedi, and now we are talking about 17 cedi? Why have we borrowed so much but we have very little to show? These are simple questions that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has asked him. And out of desperation, he has gone to bring 50 questions talking about Henkuf, talking about borehole. That is needless. What he's asking you to that, you came to power on the promise that you are going to make our economy better. You are going to ensure that the economy will flourish and give opportunity to young men and women to get jobs. That is what John Dramani is asking you. Answer that question. Why couldn't you do it? It's as simple as ABCD. Because he could not, because he's running away from the 5 questions because he has no access to them. What are you going to tell the good people of Ghana? When it was 4 cedi and you say it was high, now 17 cedi. Are you now going to tell us that when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange will not expose you? It will expose you. Baume is running away from the 5 questions because his own shadows are chasing him. Baume is running away from the 5 questions because he knows that in attempt to answer the 5 questions, he's already dwindled fortunes. His already dwindled political fortunes will diminish. It will vanish. That is why he's running away from the 5 questions. And I want to tell the good people of this country, specifically the 5 northern region, that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is one of us. He's also from the northern region. And to have a brother that will go out and promote everybody, and then when you are speaking, you know that you have a leader that can be trusted. It's better than one of the brothers who is a liar. Even when you just go to Google now and check, you will know, they will tell you the most liar in Ghana is Bawumia. It's not John Mahama who kept it there. It's not John Mahama who kept it there, His Excellency, no. So it's better to go with honest man, a man that can be trusted, a man that has legacy, than to go to a man that is full of deception, a man that cannot be trusted, a man that when the West become West, he ran away. You can't trust such a person.
But the MPP is very optimistic. They say they will win the votes in the northern belt of Ghana.
Well, you have seen it. We have gone round in about 12 constituencies. This constituency will add up to the 12th one, and we are left with 6 constituencies. All the 12 that we have gone, you have seen it. And like I said earlier, we didn't bring Tamil Central people here. We didn't bring Karga people here. These are people in around and within Nanton constituency. That is what you can see. That is what you can see. They are thinking that their ability to manipulate the register, their ability to manipulate the electoral commission, that is the only hope that they have. And I want to tell them that they will be disappointed, because the steps our national executives have taken to expose the weaknesses of the register, forcing electoral commission to accept and do the correction, we are also holding it. And we are telling our agent, the final register that will be given to us on election day, we are going to hold it. Anybody whose name is in the register but is not in the provisional register the electoral commission has given us, then we are going to raise a serious concern. If it means that we should stop the election and verify it, we are going to.
That's very serious.
Yes, that's very serious. Look, when you in the last election, Gushagu is just here. What happened in Gushagu was that our own register that was given to us, at the end of the day, names people came to vote. Their names were in the electoral commission register, but the provisional register they gave us did not tally. What that means is that they sat in Accra and they did transfer. They did transfer. When we did the calculation, about 3,000 names were added, and we lost Gushagu by less than 3,000 votes. By less than 3,000. So we are sure, and we are very much aware of their antics, and we are sure that we are not going to allow that. So if they think that electoral commission will help them, if they think that the EC official will help them, they will be disappointed. And I also want to use this opportunity to caution MPP activists who have been dragged into electoral commission to go as election officers to do electoral commission bidding. They should be careful. We know each of them. We are going to insist that the mandatory 21 days that all electoral officers going to mount the election, their names and pictures should be exhibited, should be done, so that we will fish out the MPP people, and whoever is going there should be very sure that we are going to watch them and mark them boot to boot. Those who want to tear double papers will be watching them. Those who are doing the stamp and they don't want to do the stamp, we are watching them. And those who want to put ink in their packets, and when they are sorting, they will use the ink to tie the papers and say they are spoiled. We are watching all the tricks, and we will come for them.
It looks like the NDC is battle ready.
We are very battle ready. We are battle ready. Our forefathers fought for this country with the toll of our blood, their blood. 2020 election is second independent we want to give to Ghana. It's second independent. It's not about NDC. It's not about MPP. It's about the survival of this country. It's about the soul of this country. And that is what we will do. Prosperity will not leave me and you. That if you make mistake and MPP get back closer to the rings of power, they will not forgive us. And we are saying that northern region, everybody should be ready. From now onwards, there is no sleep. There is no entertainment. Everything can wait. After 7th December, we both sit together and celebrate.
Thank you very much. I've had some good conversation with you. And so, I'll be speaking to her, so just get her ready. I've been speaking to the Northern Regional Organizer of the party. We spoke at length, talked about a number of issues. I'm told the Regional Organizer is here. She'll be joining me from now. But I can tell you that John Mahama has arrived, but as we speak, he is paying a courtesy call on the traditional authorities of this area, and any moment from now, after the courtesy call and the ordinary pleasantries that will be exchanged, he will join us here at the mini Deba ground here at Nanton. You are the women organizer of the MPP, of the NDC here in the Northern Region. Sorry for that. Now, first of all, I want you to take your time to help me understand the critical issues affecting women in the region.
My name is John Mahama Charity, the regional women's organizer for NDC.
Yes, so you go ahead and tell me the issues.
Yeah. Our current issues are our women does not have capital to do business. Even the 3 square meal is a problem to some of us. So we face a lot of challenges in Northern region. So apart from the 3 square meal, money to do business is a problem, and even where to get money to buy the items that we need for our household is also a problem. So we don't know. That's why we have just come out boldly to support John Dramani Mahama to come back to power, so that we'll be able to acquire those necessary items for our families.
So when John Mahama comes here this evening, what do the women want to hear him address?
Yeah, we want him to talk about the policies that he has for Ghanaians, especially the Women's Development Bank. That's why we are gathered here. We just want to hear it from his own mouth, so that we'll be sure that when he comes to power, he will be able to do that thing for us.
Of what is happening beyond the enclave or the parameters here, so that we can let you appreciate the numbers which have gathered here. This is Nanton, and this is the 3rd constituency John Mahama is visiting, and as I told you, he has been to pay a courtesy call on the traditional authorities, and as we speak, I can tell you that I've spotted some vehicles that are coming in, and there's every indication that John Mahama is arriving. I've seen some police vehicles which have been escorting him drive past. So that is what I can tell you. So John Mahama finally, John Mahama has arrived. His vehicle is being ushered here onto the Deba grounds. The policemen are taking position. Nobody is going to be allowed to cross the corridor that has been created for his vehicle to come in. And then you can see that just as he arrived, the atmosphere has changed, the enthusiasm has shot up, there's so much excitement. Everybody is only waiting for him to step out of his car, and as soon as he comes out, I tell you, they'll be screaming, people will be shouting, people will be blowing vuvuzelas, and that is how John Mahama is being received here. Today, as you are aware, is the last day of phase 1 of his campaign tour of the Northern Region, and he will be wrapping up in Tamale Central. So there you see in your shot John Dramani Mahama looking very fresh in his white shirt. Today has been the day and some people have been waiting for, and of course, just as John Mahama climbed the stage, you will see the thunderous applause, and there John Mahama has arrived, and so we'll be going upstage to listen to the master of ceremonies.
Dukulian nang la zaun nakba jia chende na biane yimi bashin ya karawumya dukulian nang le me jia Jobai, Tepaya, Kanu Punyelma, Teblen no Yatwa Wala, Mbaleman Punong Adua Katite Tishima Pune, Tamal no Punama, Besana Beninakba, Nanton Bolena, Dama Oi Jongo, or in Chama Tapu Baza, Kanan Testatune, the Zombian no Yatwa Wala, Bambema Zaha Chana Jimo Pune. The nearby Ian Gifila Zaw Yungama, Tuli, Tiambola Muyan Zantoni, Katina, and Tebonama, Kadiaganan Tonkoma, Ozan Chantapa, and this of course of Punatin Jisachamo, the Zombian no yet to Awala. Jobai, so Pumpo, Tiambola, Nanton MP Kuro, Munya MP Zanti, Tamal Central, Tinjisa Shelmo, Yizara Dishara Onda Tumtun Shell Nanton Tangbane, Kanan Love Tamal Central, Mbian no Yeto Awala, Kazante Kabole, Gilmalana, Honorable, Mohammed, Mutala Ibrahim.
Eyeza na wannan albarkana man kai to apam yeto an mabulun kan yanzanti Nanton consensus da kacanti shine tunda ben namne katatikana Nanton en yab Nanton na nanzo nan bawo ko di fila shele yipam da ben din kan yan yale kacanti shine Ura yele we Nanton nama yinya mutala yitana kana onzantiya yi jesul zan lawe biyan non fierle ke kon itama ka kon ikilinga nizan tongo enzamen yele ninya Dr. Sharif ni tanin baraka na onzantiya yi jesul zan lawe biyan non fiere yin yan kon itama yin blenye kilinga Jimmy Solo Dr. Sharif po yanto na wunin yali na pimo dizasu Dr. Sharif domin ada borso ko bidizo ai zasu Dr. Sharif auto your his excellency John Dramani Mahama da gwamnatin yali sam kuto di
So, what has the regional communication officer been saying?
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama introducing the dictionary around and saying that today only 3 speakers will do the speaking. That is the PC, John Dramani Mahama, and somebody else. But it was reverted that the former MP, Honorable Ibrahim Mutala, was the MP for 4 years here. So he's been called upon to address the crowd. And he also said he's going to deliver a very short sermon. And he reminded them of his time in Nanton, when they visited the late Nanton. And he said, I am talking to Nanton people. You might not be lucky. God will give you a share nut. You will be angry and you will throw it away. Children will destroy it. You will not have your share nut and you will not get a the Shabata again. And for that matter, our share nut today is the current parliamentary candidate. Let's support him. And that when he was MP for Nanton, he brought a lot of development, especially educational infrastructure. And he counted Nanton, Kurugu, Belche, Yang, Tampion, Zogu, and Jana. He also built about 16 chief compounds across the length and breadth of the constituency. Some students were being sponsored to go to school. He did that, and for that matter, he said that Honorable Murtala Mohammed, Honorable Sheriff, should be given the opportunity so that Sheriff will work like he, Murtala.
So at the time Murtala was leaving this constituency to Tamale Central, was he very popular at the time? He was
very popular.
If he was very popular, it means that this message is significant.
Very significant. When they called his name, you could see the cheers, the response from the crowd. The only thing the people are communicating is that we miss you. That was their communication. When they called on him, you saw the cheers, the way the crowd responded. The simple message from the crowd to everybody is that we miss you. Murtala is not somebody Nanton can forget.
So, as we are speaking, I can tell you that some traditional authorities have come in their numbers. I am sure later we'll be showing you where they are taking their position, and the regional communication officer is introducing. Is that a parliamentary candidate?
That's a parliamentary candidate. Yeah.
So we'll listen to him briefly, and then if he speaks the local language, you will help us to understand what exactly he's communicating.
Okay. I was telling them that to keep quiet. That he's to the right, to those in front of him, and those to the left, that is the east, and that everybody is a Jew, and he's also everybody's Zah, and everybody is everybody's Zah. So he asked, is this Nanton constituency?
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama today to combat the
we have communicated to the president coming in president that we are ready and willing to cover the seat from the MPP. That is the simple message from the constituency to the president. And again, that this year's election is not some long talk. That the only thing we do is look at yourself and go and vote. Don't look at any other thing, look at yourself. And he is asking, how much is a bag of fertilizer today? Petrol gallon, how much is it? A bag of maize, how much is it? The high cost of living. We should look at ourselves and go and cast our vote. And for that matter, the message of the constituency and that of Ghana is that the MPP must go. Yeah.
I see a woman and a young man standing by him. Who are they?
Yeah, I can't see the young man very well, but the woman standing there. One is our former women's organizer, and again, she contested with Dr. Halik during the primaries. The second person is Alhaji Fawad, also contested in the primaries with him. And for that matter, all those that contested with him, they are all here to give their support. That is why they are supporting him. And the person to the right is also another contender who contested in the constituency primary. So all these people contested.
So this is a symbolic action that they are united.
This is a symbolic moment. That to say that we are together, we are ready to fight. That is what the people are communicating over there. And for that matter, he's calling on them on 7th December. We should come out in unison to vote for John Dramani Mahama and vote for Dr. Halik, so that good life, education, water, health, whatever will come to our people. And for that matter, if you are here and you want John, you let up your hand.
So that is why they are waving their hand.
That is why people are waving left, right, center. And for that matter, that he is very grateful. He prays for victory. He prays for God's support. And that the message to the non-performing MP is that he should get up there, get up from there. And then again, that this is the Nanton constituency there. That just a year and a half ago, that they were competing for one particular position, and they all knew that one person was going to be elected, and that God picked the person he so wished.
Specifically referring to the three standing by him.
Referring to the team behind him. And for that matter, that they are all there to support, and for that matter, he is very grateful to all of them. He owed them a lot, and that he will not disgrace them.
So this is what gives you the optimism that the NDC will win the seat.
Sure, that is our strength. The constituency is more united than it was 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. And that as we are going to win, there's only one thing. And forever people should listen. Now he's going to introduce one person.
So obviously the way he has started is going to introduce John Dramani Mahama.
Yes.
So John Mahama will soon be speaking to the hundreds gathered here. I can see the way the introduction is going. What do you expect to be the reaction, even though we saw it when we came here?
I think the reaction will be very overwhelming because people are ready.
Have you seen this before?
No. For a very long time, I have not seen that in our constituency. And forever, what I am seeing today is symbolic and it's unique.
Okay, so at this stage, we'll be listening to John Dramani Mahama as he gets ready to take the stage. Let's listen to John Mahama now.
Thank you. Nanton constituency, are you ready for 7th December? Are you ready for 7th December 2024? Okay. Thank you very much. You see, I don't have to talk too much because all of us are adults. All of us have the capacity to understand what has happened in our country the last 8 years. We gave this country to Baumia and Akufo-Addo. And that day we handed over, all of us were happy because we thought that they were coming to take the country from where we took it and send it to the next level. Unfortunately, they have sent the country in reverse. They've sent this country 10 years backwards. But democracy gives us the opportunity to make a change. And so on 7th December, we have the opportunity to go and vote and make a change. And so we must take advantage of it. I'm not going to speak for too long. Murtala has spoken, your former MP, and he's told you the work that we did here. We extended electricity to more than 50 communities in Nanton that did not have power. We built a lot of schools, we built a lot of CHIPS compounds, and we did a lot of work in this community. Since NDC left power, show me what else the MPP has done since they came. NDC da bieni, Tedan Pump, and Cheka Lebgunsum Kana Nanton, the constituency. Tedangme Ashiptiri CHIPS compounds, Sukuru Bugum, Kadat Bugum, until Benshakam. Ama yi government in MPP kana Bo Kabanang 8 years in Bongo Bo Kabanang Benshao Babanang Benshao Tunda Bieni Katata contract Nabamal Palma from Tamale to Karaga Katazanta Maripoma construction. I thought that by the time I come the road will be finished. But they came and they abandoned it. And it's only when it's getting to elections that they become busy on the road. But it's obvious that they won't be able to finish this road. It's the NDC that will come and finish this road for you. Tendake na sani ka oyelti na Qatar Foundation, Bakanatung Hospital, Clinic, Shelley, just by the Chiefs Palace. Ama machine Shelby Ka Baka, that is for inspecting pregnancies for our pregnant mothers and sisters. And so he appealed that if we could assist to get that machine. It's a scan machine for scanning the baby to see how the baby is doing. We're not going to wait till we win the election. We are making a promise to now. Before we vote, we'll bring that machine and come and put it in the clinic. But I don't have to talk too much, because you have a parliamentary candidate who, even not yet being an MP, the kinds of things he's doing for Nanton constituency, everybody knows Dr. Halik, Sheriff Halik. He takes people from here, takes them to Tamale, does hernia operations, different operations. He looks after our mothers. He does eye surgery for our people. What else do we want? What else do we want? And so I know that on 7th December, you're going to vote for NDC and you're going to vote for Dr. Sheriff Halik to become the Member of Parliament. Onabanya MP yun onang desem. Otonang operation be wala ka babone. Otonang pa operation te nunkura. Anang operation nina operation until a lot of people. Then so go onabanya MP bambon. Oka at level MP. Onung dengarlala pam. Even when he's not an MP, he does surgeries for the old people, hernia surgeries, prostate surgeries, eye surgery, and all kinds of surgeries. And so if he becomes an MP, he's going to do even more than that. And so I can promise you, NDC is coming back. The check so yonder. NDC yen D people ma and labna and can't to matete. Ezu Shabin yalena politicians da nyala yim, parties da nyala yim. Tabanyala yim. NDC yamang lekata toksra ka wabga nama banguna jiri. Ezu NDC speaks the truth all the time. But as for our friends, it is just propaganda, deception, dishonesty. Ezu, but I yell to no district come be a carting me factory in Tete. Factory ma Nanton district, you factory be a. Ezu, Kabiyana you come be enter constituency, cat district to constituency come be enter $1 million. You $8 million ma be a. Ezu Nabi and Ningla Dam, one village, one dam, one village, one dam. Ye dam ma bia. Ezu Bandanya na Tuji Legre Zogo Kakum Malti. Yet is a castle a com there. Popo Baka Kum Malti Vienyaga. You Sibia, the zone, the Banlima, the Bukana Pam Pam. And all the things they said, that we are sitting on money and yet we are hungry. Today, Ghanaians are hungrier than they've ever been before in our history. Ama, to me, being a nation, Bokoto Tum Benshakam. Bokoto tum benshao amati ya nimpibo kabazang ayalunana nkanta perge shinkafa men legre men magi men iyalem and all those things. But zang ayalunama kana ideally kadi ama ENP ki Peter Yamalema ki Peter National Democratic Congress NDC. At least there's one promise I can make for the Nanton constituency, and it's a very important promise. When we come, NDC, and I know NDC is coming, that's why I said when we come, we're going to build a modern senior high school in this district. It is not acceptable that Nanton district, with the reputation it has, does not have a senior high school. I can promise you we'll build you a modern senior high school. It will be a secondary technical high school so that the children can learn the normal senior high school course, but also learn their technical courses so that they come out with some skills. Denye Alkawali, Aman Nanton Alkawali. And then Lola Alkawali, Aman Yesusuni, Nato Lebga President, 2025, now equal inshallah. Tiang Mela Secondary School, Nanton Pe, Katibima, Nya Sukuruma, and Chang. We're going to build a modern senior high school so that our children in Nanton district can also have a good high school to attend. It will be a modern, boarding senior high school with all the facilities that it deserves. And so that's one promise that I make to you. On 7th December, let's look out for the umbrella. People ma, the Yule 8 ma, because ballot paper ma number does go. The anye atakadama number card does go. Does go do Yule 8 number 8 ma. Jindebo lemma anye lemma the number so ambo lemma she anye lemma kazang anulogo and the ink ma and zang dili aha eza aha ayen dili ongo nang ongo anang ongo dento targa line ma dozo anang la ongo and dili adili nai kazang benchara be tissue and zan nyala nu logma ben yaga aha de palala achantik ba takadama de nan di takadama zogo ka denye buyi butenye kama adili buyi ka a ballot paper ma de sama de zogo to you ben yaga yimbo lemma shie anye kan photo be ni mani for presidential man ama yibo lemma anye lemma kazang anuloma ndikpe aha parliamentary one magba anye ka Dr. Sharif o photo be aha dem dekpe anye ka Dr. Sharif ba o photo be ni ama ambo lemma shi kazang anuloma ndi namani. So you look for the umbrella. Don't look for number 8. There's no number 8 on the ballot paper. We took the number 8 and kept it so that they won't get it to break. That's why we took the number 8. And so you just look for the umbrella and then you thumbprint it. After you thumbprint it, remember you see a tissue or a rag. Take it and clean your thumb properly so that you can fold the paper. If you don't clean your thumb well and you touch the paper, it will thumbprint another place and your ballot will be spoiled because they'll say you voted twice. And so let's remember that. For the elderly people who find it difficult to vote, let us help them. EC has what they call assisted voting. And so if you are elderly or your eyesight is not good or you have difficulty voting, you can go with your son or your daughter or your relative or anybody that you trust. And the person will go and show you how to vote. We want to reduce the number of spoiled ballots. They say the number of spoiled ballots are the most in the northern part of the country. So we want to bring them down as much as possible because we know that most of those spoiled ballots are our ballots. And so if you know anybody in your house who has a difficulty in voting, go with them and ask the Electoral Commission to allow you to go and assist them to vote. Then we go on to Toxtropam. Murtala Nyale na akoto di sam kajerikani. Then we go Manyesama ka Dr. Halik Nyejerma. Then we go Mbanu so kam di shada na ngonanye to parliamentary candidate Nanton constituency. Then we yang kwagla onuzuksa kaso nye kama ngunkonko nye to parliamentary candidate Nanton constituency. Then we go you Peter JM ki you Peter Dr. Sharif Halik. Now,
so John Dramani Mahama
thank you very much. God bless everybody.
Introduced the parliamentary candidate for Nanton, which wraps up the mini debate here. So from here, we are going to the Tamale North constituency. You would notice that from Tolong to the constituencies we've been to, the numbers keep increasing, and we are told that Tamale North was even going to be bigger before we finally wrap up the day. So let's meet again in the Tamale North constituency.